Do you mind your health? Not everybody does, even if you might be thinking about. So I have invited Dimitra Messinia to give us some insights on the topic. Hello, Dimitra.
Hello, Sigrid. Thank you for having me.
It's great to have you here. Dimitra, you have been a clinician for over 25 years, and you are combining mentoring, consulting as a results strategist and a health and well-being consultant. Tell us a little bit about how you got there, because 25 years is quite a span to come to mind your health.
Yes, thank you, Sigrid. Health is a very big topic. Yes, I've been a clinician for about 25, well, a bit more than 25 years. Um, and my journey began over before even then. I started my journey as a medic in medicine, which it's for a long story how I got into it, but and then I found myself in different environments, different situations. So I did a few other things. I did economics, I did neuroscience, dentistry, surgery, and a few other things as well. Um, so I sort of um, feel very blessed
You,
that I actually have this kind of variety in my life because I got to a lot of skills that I can use them in a lot of situations and in my business right now. I also did a lot of traveling um,
yes.
with refugee camps and the Doctors Without Borders and remote areas um, with the Royal Flying Doctors. And I believe that I got um, skills, I got the experiences from different areas, like from medicine and dentistry and neuroscience. I learned how to be detailed and focused, and I learned about accuracy and precision with economics and working in the European Union in policy. I learned about people and I learned about systems. Um,
I'm just going to stop you there. You have got such a fantastic variety of wonderful background experience, Demetria. It is just amazing. I mean, it is no wonder that health and wellness is your focus with it. You're bringing so much to it. You've done in your background amazing things. I mean, it is no wonder that you are where you are helping people. So you've actually been with Doctors Without Borders. So you've seen amazing things around the world. And the flying doctors, the Royal Flying Doctors here in Australia, again, a whole different angle. What have you found is a focus for you that people come to you that you talk about most? Is there a particular aspect of health and well-being that people want to know more about or that you want to focus on?
um, yeah, look, my focus is utilizing all this experience and skills. A lot of people have were confused, with everything that I've done, sort of. And for a very, very long time, I was even because people kept asking me, like, have you, you've done all these things. Have you decided what you want to do when you grow up yet? Because I kept doing things. And I won't go into, what brought me into each one of them, but one of the things that I was finding throughout my experiences is about people and stories and their perceptions and everyone was searching for something. Everyone was, how to be well, or um, in the healthcare industry was a little bit of disillusionment because it's usually either you're treated as a sick person or in some industries they're looking for a cure for wellness, so they keep telling you and throwing all this information on you how to be well, whereas everyone is different in what they need. So the focus, I think, was, and the pattern in all that I have done is like it's the human nature and how to be happy with yourself, how to be well with yourself. So for a lot of years, I was just, doing my job, being playing very, very small and almost being ashamed of even like putting my degrees on the wall because it was confusing people. um, and I felt like I kept working and working and I was exhausted. I had like the burnout. Um, and I was feeling like really, really disconnected until there were 3 milestones where it's just helped me put everything together. So part of it was when I began the coaching journey. So I did coaching for myself, and then I integrated with my patients and clients. Then somebody was telling me, I started having like compliments from people saying that you've actually had a lot of impact on us. Which you transformed with what you've said and what you've done. And I'm like, oh, surely not. I would not accept a compliment. And somebody said to me, you are the world's um, best kept secret, but
Yeah.
we can't see any signs. We can't see any marketing, any advertising. Why? And I was just, I just could not accept that. And then another thing happened. Um, I love watching movies. And one of my favorite movies that I watched and made a great impact on me is The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. I don't know if you've watched that movie. But it's somebody who was like wishing and daydreaming, for in a different world, and he was not living in reality, but always wanted to do something different. So, and his motto from the story was like to see the world, things dangerous to come to, see behind the walls, to draw closer, find each other, and to feel. And this is the purpose of life. And this to me encompasses health and well being because it's not only about the body, but it's about the mindset. And I think the mindset is number one. But you can have like wellness and health in every area of your life. And I was trying to find a way to integrate all of that. And finally, that's what I did. Um, and I have found that a lot of people have got the potential, have got this quiet power in them um, to get empowered, take control of their life, take control of the, um, um, just take control of the, every aspect of their
Every,
life in a
yeah,
very healthy way,
yeah.
but they're actually playing really, really small. And that's what I've become passionate about. Just empower other people to get out of the shell and
Yeah,
just like enjoy life in
and
a
I and
healthy
I
way.
I'm hearing that. I mean, when we hear about your actual background, your professional background, when we're talking about, a was it surgery?
Neuroscience.
Science, sorry, neuroscience. I mean, that is all about the brain, how that functions and details around there. They would, of course, impact on everything, our thinking as well as our health and our, well-being. But we don't consciously, generally think about it that way. So you're bringing that to the table to really encompass mind, body, including business then as well, when we are focusing on that side in our lives to be out there. We need to be well and we need to be focused, and all of that is coming together. Absolutely amazing, Demetra, what you have there. No, you also shared that you are, in what you are bringing to the world now as the founder and the CEO of Mind Your Health, which is really MIND. You've set up a safe hub in a way. I think you described it. So, have you got a bit more detail you want to share about that, or how that's come about, so that we can get a glimpse of this fantastic setup that you've done there with Mind Your Health?
Sure. I integrated the coaching, in a lot of different ways in my practice, in my Smiles clinic, and as a Smiles coach. Now, when with the different experiences that we had in 2020 with the lockdowns and working in an environment which was very interesting and very um, difficult for a lot of my colleagues, um, especially my colleagues. I started seeing, the burnout and the exhaustion, and a lot of people were thinking in a different way, like, they were preferring like to exit the profession or exit life. So I found a way to create this health hub, um, especially, around that area, and to help the health professionals, but other professionals that came about later on, to navigate how to navigate safely, without judgment, all the stress and the burnout, in order to reinvigorate the passion for the work and for life,
Mm.
um, and optimize their impact. Just one habit, one conversation at a time. And that really developed to something bigger. So, and that's how it is at the moment. So, Mind Your Health is an acronym. Um, so it's the mind your mindset, instigate micro habits, nourish yourself, and develop heart-centered habits.
I love it. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So that is what that stands for. And that's going to be something I can see coming out into the world more and more as you're moving forward with that, all derived from that time that we've experienced in this generation that wasn't the best experience for all of us. And health was a big issue around that, wasn't it? And not just health, but the well-being, which is a big element that you focus on with your work. Can I just clarify or check in with you, Demetra? So you did experience this with the professionals around you. You do, however, work with people in business and people in general who want to make that change or who have some questions around their own lifestyle, and where they're moving towards. And you can really help them with your coaching, mentoring work to see how all those elements are connected. Is that correct? You're not focusing only on professionals?
Not only on health professionals, no. So it is all professional or professionals who work especially in high pressure environments,
Hmm.
who are usually like stress rich and time poor, as I call them.
Yeah.
And so we do have conversations around the mindset, which is sometimes is a difficult conversation to have in the beginning. Then with the mindset, then you can control controlling your health around it, can give you like the right body language and the energy that you project for your patients. So you learn how to um, have like the energy, um, consistently looking after yourself, being and feeling healthy, so you can have like all the energy it is for your business, because you're putting like so much energy on your business. It's like your baby, right?
Yeah.
And then you find yourself that you don't actually want to be visible. You don't, something is blocking you in promoting it. And
Hmm.
so you become invisible, but you also want to grow your business. So a lot of people are stuck. So I help them get unstuck.
Yeah.
So, and we talk about, the marketing and the business after that, which is like, because visibility is not about your ego. it's about leadership, and saying that, asking yourself, if you don't show up, who misses out? I usually give this question. And this is not about arrogance, it's
Yeah,
about confident belief in your message. So, because your messaging is your presence, is your leadership, is your voice. And, with the right energy, when you self regulate, your words land differently and your presence
absolutely.
becomes your marketing. So, you're not longer trying to be visible, but you're becoming impossible to ignore.
Yeah, I think that is such a powerful statement you've made there around, your visibility is not about ego, it's about the leadership to show that. Because when you show what you are leading, who you are leading, the visibility kind of jumps up there, and you can take that on board because you are there with a message to share that, which is what you are doing, really. So that is a really great way of describing that, Demetra. Now, you strongly focus on, believe, and share that health is our wealth. So that goes totally across everything in our life. That is the lifestyle, that is how we act and interact with ourselves, the people around us, and in work or business, I would imagine. Is there something that you find people not see until they talk to you? Are there areas that they just can't see why things are not working? And you can point that out with a few questions from your end, looking at the whole picture, the whole person. Does something come to mind for you there?
Um, I think it's mostly it's when you coaching in health and in habits, and people, somebody comes to you with a health issue. Um, Invariably, with all the questions, life questions come about and life answers come about.
Mm,
And so it's just how you live your life, and what conditioning comes out, and your
yeah.
limiting beliefs that makes you unstuck. So a lot of people come like, oh yeah, I'm just like, I cannot manage my time, or I'm always stressed. And that shows up in your mouth, it shows up in your body as your general health. And an invisible, and a silent, barrier. So they may come up with a health issue, but then a lot of other life issues evolve.
Mm,
So they don't, they feel they don't have a voice.
yeah.
And they always feel stuck. They do not look after their family, or they're always, in a brain fog kind of thing.
Mm,
So that's more questions lead to more and more questions. And that's why I like coaching,
yeah.
because you learn to ask good quality questions to bring out, and make people aware of where their little stumbles are.
Yeah. And you have, and just to mention that, aside from all the other qualification that you have acquired, you do have a coaching certification as well. So you are fully rounded with qualifications and certifications in your life, and in that whole time that you have been in your profession, moving into these various areas that are all related to each other. So I really understand how you've come to this point where you're bringing it all together for the good of helping people, because it all has to be addressed together. It's not separate and it's not standalone, isn't it? Sometimes people think, oh, how I think is not as important as how I feel. I've got this pain and that. It's all connected, isn't it, Demetra? How you feel, what issues, what health issues you might have, they are linked to each other.
Absolutely. And it's, there even like books written about it, like the body keeps the score, and a lot of other things that
Yeah.
you may have heard about. Um, and uh, People, like, there's always like fear behind, and people talk about like, oh, I'm just worried, this is not about me, this is not me, and I can't be authentic because I do not know who I am. But what I usually say to them, just for a roundup well-being, is um, focus on the courage to do something. If you fear something, do it anyway. You have to walk through the fear. Focus on the curiosity and focus on the commitment to yourself, which is, basically integrity. And when they ask me, who am I to do this? And, I'm working so hard at my business, but it's just like I cannot progress. And all I say is that, to be blunt, if you are thinking, who am I to do this? This is selfish, and this is thinking about yourself. Think about the service you're providing and think about the other person, because no matter how small a saying or something that you do not know how much it will influence just one person. And just influencing that, the smallest step, the smallest word can influence one person, that can make their day and make them smile. That is success. And that's
That
all we
is
need to do.
absolutely. And I think that's wonderful words to come to a close on this particular interview with you. You have so many segments of your life. As we have discovered, there's many more interviews to come with you. And certainly what you are sharing with the world is coming out more and more as you're moving into this role of coaching, mentoring, and consulting. What stood out for me from what you've shared in this particular interview is that I love how you are talking about that visibility is leadership, just be out there so people can see you. And I love that what you shared just then around one little tip, one little new direction for a person can make all the difference. So you really need to put it out there, just like you have done for us right now, Demetra. That is so wonderful. I thank you for the time of sharing some of this detail with us in this particular interview. Is there something you'd like to finish this off, a particular note or another insight to share with our audience?
Yes, thank you, Sigrid. I think, as a takeaway that I usually say to a lot of my clients as well, is the strongest brand is alignment with your values, and that's how you show up. The best marketing is embodiment with a healthy presence, and the greatest power is owning your full story with all the scars and the stumbles and everything. So thank you very much for letting me share mine.
You are so wonderful and strong, and you have a big message to take out into the world. We are looking out for more from you, Demetra Messenia. Thank you.
Thank you, Sigrid.